Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through my AFL trade targets for next round 10, and going through who's the best target, who isn't the best, and who we can really, what's a plan based on some break-evens, etc., as there's that issue, I guess, with picking players up at the right value, etc. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, I have it set by 3-game average. I again need to make this larger because it's always small. So you have Brayshaw here. Wouldn't be picking him up because he has a tough game in Geelong, and then has Melbourne, then the bye. But after the bye, he is my number one trade target, as I potentially will be doing Rosie for Brayshaw / Sharong or other guys to get the round 15 buy back into round 12 and have that for the rest of the year, and especially because it upgrades Rosie from a sort of iffy 800k guy that can go large on occasion to Brayshaw, who's going to hit, I think, hundreds for the rest of the year, to be honest, consistently. Then you have Sammy Walsh, and I think he's honestly too expensive at this point to be going for him. I know he's hit 100 each week, but a 978k at this point, I think there's a lot better value at in the round. If I actually go back here, because I think I have some changes. Yes, I do. In the round 15 buyers here, I think he's round 15, isn't he? Round 15 buy, yeah. So I wouldn't be going for him. I'd be going for Whitfield, as I think they can basically match each other. 5-10 points off from you get more from Walsh, but 5-10 points for 200k is not value at this point. And then Oliver here, 999k. Wouldn't go for him at the moment, just because he has a high break even. I believe I want to say it's like 130, and also 130, 140, and he's just going to lose price, even though I know that he is sort of a guy that you want to get because you don't worry about his value at the end of the day. But I think you can get him post buy, and he'll be sitting with this really, post round 15, actually, your first upgrade outside of the buys, and he's got Giants, St Kilda, and then he's got Brisbane, Adelaide. He's got this really nice run, especially to end the season here, where he basically has 6 easy games, so you want to get him for that as well. Noah Anderson, wouldn't really go for him. He does have a good buy round, but I mean, we're getting close to that buy as well. We're 3 games off, as well as he has Brisbane at the Gabba, which is a tough game. Dawson is definitely someone I'd look to bring in, even though he's 947k, because he has 4 games to his bye, and he also has the Adelaide Oval game against West Coast, which should be a really good game for him. So I'm looking at him in the coming weeks to grab him, as he's averaging 108, which is the 11th best in the comp, and he's gone over 100 for 6 consecutive weeks, and over 112 for 5 out of the 6 weeks. So he's looking really consistent, especially these last 3 weeks. He's averaging 114.5 and 116 in the last 5. And then looking down, Nick Newman just has that big score to go off. Short's another guy that you could look at, but I'm looking at an even bigger value option in Whitfield, but I think Whitfield and Short sort of are the same. I think Whitfield's role is a lot more defined rather than Short, who still has CBAs he's picking up. So I wouldn't go for Short over Whitfield, to be honest, unless you had, I'd be going for Short only if you had Whitfield already. Doherty, Parrish is injured, and that throws up the merit debate, and putting merit in there as merit. There's no Setterfield, no merit, no merit. There's no Setterfield, no Parrish, and potentially no Shield, which means that the CBAs have to be picked up by someone. Merritt was down about 20%, so I expect him to pick up that 20%, maybe even go up towards, he was at 62%. I reckon he goes up towards that 85-90%, and we really see a big increase. I do think Stringer takes up a little bit of the drop, man, I'm really tired. If I actually go to DFS, I can show you what I mean by that. Here we go. Essendon. Look here. We see Stringer was 38%. I expect him to go up probably to 80%. And then we'll see Caldwell 71%. I think that's how the split goes, as I don't think Hobbs will go up more than about to 30% or so. And so I don't know if he is necessarily the best option, to be honest. And that's why I'm not going for Hobbs. As his score, it doesn't seem to be reflective of CBAs when he scores well, as he had more CBAs and actually dropped in score. And the Geelong game, he had less CBAs and he dropped in score. And he had the Collingwood game, he had a large amount of CBAs. And he did have good scoring quickly. But if you look at the time on ground percentage that he'd have and the time on ground percentage that he actually does play, it looks like that would be a 60. Again, sliding towards that point of no CBAs is actually better for Hobbs. So I'm actually not going to be going for Hobbs, as I think that is a very, very risky option. And it's not like a player that's... it's not like a mid-pricer at the start of the season. I'm tired. Or a mid-pricer in the middle of the season that's playing their first games. This guy's played a couple games as well, and we're trying to see if a change in role will affect him. So as you can see, we're going down. Paris, Shearer, Hall, Rowell. I'll quickly go to the 900k guys and just flick through them. Is there anyone here? Doherty's another good guy I'd go for. 909k. I just think there's probably better options in Whitfield at the same buy round for 100k cheaper, and I think he goes pretty much the same and has the same volatility upwards. So I would be going Whitfield over Doherty, to be honest, at this point. And then 800k. Newman, Short, Shearer. Wouldn't be going for Shearer after that last round of 60 odd did he get? 62. Wouldn't be going for him. Hall, Rowell could be a good option if you wanted a cheaper round 13. As he's got the Gabba, Western Bulldogs and Adelaide coming up, and he's really picked it up in the last 3 games or last 4 games since Tooch sort of gone down. 198, 110, 76, 142, average of 105 in the last 5 and 109 in the last 3. Then you got Nank out injured, but he should be back this week or next. So I'm looking at potentially Samson Ryan out next week and Hollands up, as I expect. They're currently getting me towards a 777 guy plus potential cash in the bank as well. So that's why I've actually saved the cash in the bank, is to make this upgrade. But Samson Ryan and Ollie Hollands, and then if they gain, say Ollie Hollands has a 30 break even, and I think Samson Ryan has a 20. Say Samson Ryan gets a 50 or something like that, he'll go up another 20k, 25k, and Ollie Hollands gets a 20 or so. I mean, not a 20, 50, 55. He goes up another 15k. That's another 40k gained, and that gets me up towards that. I think, so that'd be 770, that 810, so it'd be 940, basically almost getting me up to Dawson. And that would be the, I guess, swap of the round I could get, as I just go down to like a McAndrew or something and just hope he plays, or a Port guy and hope they play, as I'd probably go McAndrew, to be honest, as I think he is a good chance of playing sometime soon. And that would be the way I'd go. And that would get me up to basically only having Mitchell, and I'd have to find a way to get Mitchell out to a premium, I guess. But if I could get up to another premium in the midfield and have legitimately 5 or 6 premiums in the midfield would be huge, I guess, especially post by being able to get Rosie up as well would be absolutely huge. So that's the plan for me. Then Libba Kelly, I think, is a really good option as well. Round 14, consistent 100 scorer. Lloyd wouldn't go for him, as you're basically going for Lloyd just for this performance. Coming up against North, and then he has Carlton, and then the bye. So you're picking a guy for 2 games. I don't really believe in that. Lloyd, Smith, Mitchell. No one else really here in the 800k region. 700k, you got Young, I think is a very good pick post-buy, as I think he'll be sitting at 820, 830k. So you could pick him up. Maybe that's one of the guys that I don't necessarily go Rosie down to Brayshaw, but I go Rosie to Young, as he should be. If we look here, he's gone hundreds in the last 3, so if he goes hundreds again in the next 2, he should be sitting around that 830k or so, I would expect. I think Parker's about to pick up a huge bit of form, and I mean he got an 88 in the last game, but that was a pretty bad game all round, and I think if he can get 2 more 100 scores here, negate he's had a couple of 60 performances, you can't really negate them, but if you look at the Swans, I think he's going to be crucial to them doing anything. And they've got North and then Carlton, and I don't think he'll be tagged against St Kilda, so I think he's got a scoreable run coming up. Chad Warner, sort of similar as well. He went 104 and has gone 113, 99, 104, but has these 3 bad games, and then the rest of them are absolutely huge games. So really, he just needs to get that consistency, which he will get in the next year or 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him next year get that breakout year, but probably at 90 average, I don't think he'll be the most gettable, I guess. Ash could be a good option if you need to find a way to get, I guess, like Hollands up or something, if you're able to do that. I don't think I can do that. I might actually be able to now, thinking about it, but if I just do this and then I go here and go, I hope Ash is a midfielder. Ash, I can do that actually, confirm, and then if it goes back here, Chincotta, I could easily do that as, that's why it didn't work. That's why it didn't work, because, that's why it worked so well, is because I used the extra 200k, but there we go. As I can get Hollands out of my team now for Ash, and Ash should do really well in the coming weeks, as not only is he doing well full stop to start, as he's gone 89, 102, 123, he's getting a much better role as well, and has St Kilda, which he should score well against, Geelong, Richmond, North, and Freo. So I think that is definitely an option for me to do that. And that would take another rookie off field and enable me to get down to just effectively 1 rookie, which will be really, really good. And yeah, that's the reason behind that, I guess. And then we go to 900. These are set on 900k, guys. Okay, because it reset. 700k, 3 round averages. Whitfield, obviously, we've gone through these guys, haven't we? Butters as well is an option. I probably skipped over him or forgot to include it. He's an option, definitely. Round 15 buy as well, so just be careful of that. You could just do a swap for Rosie for Butters, but I think that's a little bit sideways. So you'd be wanting a Butters up to Butters from like a. That's what I actually could do, is I could do a Butters from Warple trade, but I think that's a little bit sideways. I could also look and see if I can get Butters 525, 525 for 52, but that would mean I'd have to get a Ruckman, and 252 would get me up to 777, I think it is, and then add in the 9k that I had spare, so I could get Butters for Holland. That could be definitely an option if I was to get just another Ruckman. If a Ruckman does debut, I will probably do that, as getting Hollands up to Butters will be absolutely huge in terms of output, as Butters low is probably an 80 at the moment, and Hollands is high is an 80, so I think that is definitely an option. And And I think that is certainly an option that I should look into. And then you've got nothing else really here that I like the look of. Hewitt could pop off, but we haven't really seen it yet. Gorn is an option once he gets forward status in round 12. He is certainly an option to just get out of to be able to get out of the likes of round 12. Who's a round 12 guy? No one else. No one here in round 12 that I want to get rid of. 1, 2, 3, and then you've got Ashcroft as a fourth. To be able to go Ashcroft to the likes of a Gorn or something like that could be huge. As I do need to get that fourth guy down to a third premium. But I mean, it is Ashcroft, who is a rookie scorer anyway. And does he have games at the Gabba post bye? He has Hawks and then the Swans, so 2 pretty juicy matchups to go. So I might take 4 in the first round and start trading around a little bit to help my team out a little bit, but we'll see with that in the next coming weeks, as that doesn't really matter at the moment. No one else here really. 600k is just starting to get to guys that I wouldn't really suggest trading at all, and I don't really like the thought of having trading in a mid price around the buys at this point, just because they have a low break even or something like that. Like for instance, maybe you thought about trading in Stringer, wouldn't do that because of his role change. Higgins or Hobbs wouldn't go for that either, or Curtis Jones either, or Meek if Reeves is out injured wouldn't do that either. So there's no real guys that I would trade in. And the rest of the guys, 400k, there's no one as well. And 300k, we're starting to get to rookies. So I'll leave that for the tomorrow with the rookie, with the cash cows. So that's the video there. And I'll see you guys in the cash cows video tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.